Sir, my question is, what about adulteration? If we, for example, paneer and tofu, paneer is a big industry, but whereas if we compare to tofu, it is like a very small industry, and there are chances of adulteration by any means. And there are, even I have heard that many, I myself had gone to purchase also once, so they were not fresh enough where, like in the supermarkets or wherever. So what about, like, I might as well consume paneer as it is fresh, it is easily available. Even paneer we can make it at home also. So what are your views on that?
Okay, first things first. You mentioned that paneer is large scale, tofu is small scale in this country. Agreed. And you're mentioning then that paneer can be adulterated. Sorry, tofu can be adulterated. Paneer can be adulterated as well. But how does the scale and size of the industry matter to adulteration? Why did you first mention the size and then adulteration? What is the connection between those two?
Why? Because paneer is so common nowadays, like every time. So, like, it is easily available, but chances of tofu easily available and being fresh because this consumption is less. So I meant that consumption is less.
Okay,
so
consumption
there are
is
more
less.
Chances. Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't exactly see a correlation between less consumption and adulteration per se. Lack of freshness is different from adulteration.
Yes.
Adulteration means we now put in some exogenous substance in it. So, are you talking about adulteration or lack of freshness? You have to be clear on this. Both.
Yes.
But again, what is the correlation between a substance being consumed less and adulteration? That is, how do you draw a conclusion to these two? Because a substance is also, for example, take milk in this country. Many times milk has been adulterated severely.
Yes. Agreed.
They mean mixing random powders and mixing with water and giving to us, right? So I'm just wanting to kind of understand why you made the connection between a big industry being not adulterated and a small industry being adulterated. Do you agree that this is not necessarily a logical point? Because these two, adulteration and the size of the industry does not go hand in hand. Adulteration depends on the person involved. That's a completely different subject. Do you agree with that first?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Next thing you mentioned freshness, that you once had a bad experience buying tofu. Okay. I would just like to ask you first, are you a meat eater?
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian, okay, fine. Have you ever in your life been to any kind of, at least once in your life, been to a vegetarian restaurant where you ate the food and thought, oh my God, this is garbage, I'm not coming back here? At least once has it happened? Okay. So even with vegetarian food, at least once in your life, you had a bad experience. With vegan food also, once you've had a bad experience. Do you think it's fair based on that one bad experience to say right now that, okay, I'm trying to shift your way of thinking, because when you put forth your point, I could see where you're coming from. I just want to say that this line of thinking is unfair because I was a meat eater for 21 plus years. And there have been plenty of times where I've bitten into a piece of meat and I was like, this is spoiled, but I'll still buy from the same company. So now regarding tofu coming to you, I want to say to you that if you bought from a particular supermarket, a particular company, you as a consumer can obviously write to that company saying that, hey, I think this market is not doing a good job in storing your products properly, therefore it's lost its freshness, it's not good. Just because at one side of the supply chain some error happened, I don't want us to completely now reject a concept of ethics towards animals. You might have definitely had a bad experience. I'm not disagreeing with that. But don't let that one bad experience now push you away from veganism. Because my point is, let's say for example, you never get tofu. I will still ask you to be a vegan. Because tofu is not needed for survival, right? And regarding paneer can be made at home, I agree. Tofu also can be made at home. You just need soya beans, you need water, you need a high power blender, a cheesecloth to strain it, boil it. You do need to have a coagulant though. That alone you'll have to probably search on Flipkart, Amazon, somewhere, tofu coagulant. And you can make delicious tasting tofu at home without even relying on supermarkets. So understand that as a vegan, there are ways for you. And if you're choosing to become a vegan, you will definitely come across challenges. For example, I'm saying, say you have a friend who's a meat eater and they want to become a vegetarian. And they're telling you, sister, I ate at this one place. Oh, it is so bad. You're like, dude, then don't eat there. Come eat here. Show. So similarly, if you tell me, I'll be like, please try these other ways. Check out these other recipes. Don't let that one negative incident turn you off from this message. Because at the end of the day, this message is so important because other innocent creatures' lives are dependent on it. And even if you can never get fresh quality tofu, even if you can never make tofu at home, please still be a vegan because you don't need tofu to be a vegan. Yeah, that's the whole point. You get my point? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.